Yeah, what up, folks? Back at it again with another video. So this is a Tucson, a 2007 model. I believe it's a G4 GC engine. Customer complaint is that he having an issue idling right now. Asked if you could check it out. It's not a misfire. It feels like a misfire, but it's actually it's not like an idle issue, right? So when we snap the X, that's what you're getting. Sound like it's sticking. It sounds like it want to stall. It cuts out, right? So I'm gonna step on it again, see what happens. My feet is off, and the vehicle is racing off, and the RPM is shooting up. Yeah, so he said he removed the battery pole, and when he connected, this is what started to happen, right? Where his idle is all over the place, and he asked us if I could check it out for him, right? So I pulled my scan tool out. Let me get it. So I pulled the scan tool out right here, and I'm going to check my engine speed, my idle control, and my target, right? So I don't have more of the scan tool with me right now, so just bear with me. All right, so right now the RPM is saying, what's that, 4,800? No, 48,000 RPM, right, which is off, and it's telling me that my target is supposed to be around 2. Yeah, he said he ran into this issue before, where he took it to the garage, another garage, and they just popped off some valve or something like that, and they cleaned it, and then he was able to, you know, drive again. But this time, we wasn't able to get it set up. So what I'm gonna do real quick, I'm just gonna put out some data and just run through it first, and then I'll be able to make a decision on what's my next move. Yeah, so this is how the vehicle is idling. Let's see if we can rev the engine out. It's actually just like losing power. As I said, he replaced the battery, the pulls, and this is what started happening. Right, so we're gonna diagnose this vehicle. Most likely is the IAC that's giving trouble. It's having the issue. Sounds like the ECU is trying to, you know, regulate it, but I'm not sure what's happening. Right, so this unit here, it has 3 wires going to it. Right, so you have 2 that's controlled by the ECU, while the next one is 12 volts hot all the time, right? Basically from the battery or fuse or something like that, right? So as I said, it's a ground side switch. The desired RPM for this vehicle is supposed to be like close to 700, right? And that unit there controls the amount of air that's coming in and going through the bypass. So it's basically like a control vacuum leak then, right? Sound like the ECU is trying to control it, and basically we gotta check it out to see if, you know, if it's a harness issue or just the coil has high resistance within it, right? So it's 2 coils where they controls the rotation of the magnet, right, and what position the valve's supposed to be in when you accelerate and when you idling, right? So I said I'm gonna take my test light right here now, and let's stick this in the corner real quick. My test light here. Let's pop this jack off. Here, as I said, it's 3 pins go into it. I'm gonna put the key on. Key is on right now, and I'm gonna try to do this with one hand. Right. So as I said, we're supposed to have 12 volts on 1 pin. Right now I'm hooked onto battery negative, so I'm just gonna go right here watching the light, just slightly. Oh man, it's too bright. So right now I'm getting 12 here, getting none here, just slowly touching and getting none on this pin. So the middle is my 12, so I'm getting 12. So I believe the 2 N wires is where the ECU will be trying to ground and control this unit, right? So the next thing we could do, we could bring a multimeter and check the coil. One, based on the service info, supposed to get like 11 to 12 ohms on one side, and I believe 14 to 16 on the next. So if the middle pin is our hot, right? So I'm gonna connect from the hot to, from this pin to this one, and this one, and this one, and see what I'm getting. Based on the service information, it's supposed to get between 11 to 12 of ohms of resistance on one side of the coil, and the next side I'm supposed to get like, let me put this down, I'm supposed to get like 14 to 16. So let me get my multimeter set up real quick. As I said, you're going from one, let's put this over here. As I said, I'm trying to do this one hand, kind of difficult, but we'll figure it out. What you're gonna do is keep your eyes on the multimeter while I get the resistance on the coil, see what's going on. Right now we're on one coil. Remember, as I said, we're supposed to be getting between 11 to 12 on one and 14 to 16 on the next one. Let's see what's going on. Multimeter working. Hold up, let's make sure these probe on in. Right, so let's check. Sometimes these pins can be a little challenging to get to. I'll figure it out. Alright, that one isn't going on. Put this one here, and let me put this one in the middle. Right, so I'm getting I'm getting 13 ohms on 13.1. Let's go to the next coil. Let's see what we get. It's kind of hard to get this. Man, I should have put up my N200 on. But right now I'm in the fields. So this is so this one I'm getting like 17 ohms on this side, and this one I'm getting 13, which is a little high, but I'm getting 13 on this one, probably because the vehicle was now on, so could be. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to just move my test light from here. As I said, the middle pin is the hot, so I could just go off of any ground. And you see my test light lit, key on, engine off. And you see my test light. So I'm definitely getting 12 volts. Like I said, ECU has to ground the other two pins. So what I can do is hook up my scope to see if it's doing it. Actually, it is doing it. You're hearing the vehicle is like idle all over the place. So I got the permission from the client to replace the idle control valve. All right, he went and purchased the original one. There's the part number right there. Okay, you close up so you can see it. So we're just gonna do our checks real quick before we put it up to see if the service information was correct. Just gonna set up my multimeter here again. All right, it comes with a gasket. What else? Alright, so that's, as I mentioned before, it has 3 pins in there, right? So we know the middle pin is the always hot, right, when the key is on. So I'm just gonna put my setup on pin 1 and pin 2. I'm just gonna do a check real quick to see if it's within specs, and I will know if it's good or not. Alright, so for one coil I got 16.6. Let's move this pin 1 over to pin 3. I'm getting 12.4. So this is what the service bulletin was info was saying. So that I'm in spec. So let's take this off and let's install this part. You gotta excuse me about the glare. It's really hot outside today. So right, so I'm just gonna remove this vacuum hose. Just tuck that right there. Right, I'm gonna turn the ratchet and just remove this 10 bolt here. Take this to the side like this. Just like this. Right off. Just remember you got the gasket behind, so you don't want it to fall. So although this one looked like it just like out of specs by a little bit, I'm not sure what's going on, if it's sticking or what. Put that there. Let's get this new one up. Don't forget to put the gasket on before you install it. Just gonna catch it like this. That's simple. It's just two bolts, 10mm height to plug it in. I'm not sure if you gotta do a reset though. Some of these vehicles, you gotta do a reset every time you change out the part. I gotta look on the scan tool and see if there is. Make sure it's nice and tight. Don't kill it. I'm gonna just put this back on. Tighten this up. You don't have to torque back to you. Right? Put this hose back on. Alright, so let's go into the vehicle and see if we have any idle relearn to do. This cable type, I highly doubt that, but never know. So let's do a system scan. Remember I had a code for the SRS, right? I'm not sure what that is. I believe it's for the, oh, this airbag looked like it got in a little accident or something. I'm not sure. You see that is like have a lip. As I said, that they didn't come for that. So let's go into ECM general and see if we have some like sort of idle relearn or something like that. Right, so we're gonna reset all adaptive values. Engine off, yes. It has been complete. All right, what is this? Come out of there. Let's go to read data stream. We're gonna go and pull back up the idle control information that we was looking at first. Target idle speed. Let's check it out. Start the vehicle up. So my target idle speed is 710. My idle speed control actuator is at 23. And my engine speed is 0 right now. So let's start the vehicle up and see if it works. Alright, so we gotta give it a chance to settle down. Let's work his magic. Trying to figure out, find that sweet spot. So before the engine speed was saying like 4 or 5,000, 45,000, 100, whatever it was, and idle control was saying 18. I think the target speed was saying 0 or 2 or something like that. So you gotta just let the vehicle, find a sweet spot, and the ECU will pull down or ground what it needs to ground on the coil to get the idle to, work like it's supposed to. So we wasn't getting this before at all. We was getting a rough idle. It was stalling, bucking. It was doing what it wanted to do. Alright, so I just wanted to see what the oil unit is doing. Right now my engine speed is like 712. My target idle is at 700. Alright, let's step on the X a little bit. Before it wasn't allowing the vehicle to do that. It would race up and just buck, stall, and fall out. So I'm not sure if somebody else was doing something to this vehicle. It's idling, but it sounds like it has I don't want to say a misfire. Probably gotta do a relearn. Alright, let's go under the hood and see what's good. Alright, so it's idling much better than before. That's a fact. Alright, but since I'm still getting like a rough idle,